Good afternoon, guys. Hope everyone is doing well. CPA time. Let's do this, guys. Okay, as you guys know, we need to wait for some confirmations after the news has dropped. The news has dropped now. We just need to wait for a little bit more confirmation, and from there, let's take it. CPA time though. Let's make some money. CPA news. We've got CPA dropped in, most definitely negative numbers. CPI, very negative numbers for CPI. Very nice, very nice. Very negative numbers. How's everyone doing on the YouTube live stream? How are you doing? You know, you good?
Bro, your headphones are
join us on YouTube. CPI numbers have dropped. We will be taking trades in the next 15 minutes or so. So hop on the YouTube live stream, Forex, guys. CPI numbers are super negative, 0.1, 4.0. Forecasted numbers were 0.2, 4.1%. Super negative numbers, and gold is flying now. So in the next 10 minutes or so, we will be taking trades. My mic is making noise. Give me a second. Is it ready? Say something now. Oh, I think, yeah, give me a second. Please, give me a second. I've changed my... Okay, let me check now, bro. Guys in the YouTube stream, can you guys hear me? I think maybe it's messing up in the Zoom. No noise? No, it's on the YouTube live stream. They can hear the noise. I think my settings are a little bit messed up. But guys, hop on the YouTube. Let's make some money together. Hello, sound is bugged. Yes, we hear noise. It's buzzing, bro. Really? Maybe because I've put my phone there. How about now? Is it better? Because maybe my phone was there. That was the reason. Let me know now. Is it better? Good now. Okay. Apologies, guys. I think it's because my phone was literally next to my... Was it that bad that he had to take his headphones off? But guys, hop on the YouTube live stream, Forex. Let's make some money. We're about to take some trades in the next 10 minutes or so. So yeah, hop on the YouTube channel. See you guys there. Was it actually that bad that you had to take your headphones off? I can't hear you guys, by the way. Give me a second. Say something. Hello? Hello? 1 second, bro. Say something now.
hello.
I've kind of like changed my settings for the headphones. I think that's why it's bugging out. Let me just go on YouTube and play like a song or something instead. Give me a second. Give me a second, please. Okay. Okay, I can hear everything now. Okay, say something now, bro. You can hear me, guys, on the Zoom. Hello. You guys can hear me, but let me just connect my. Okay, say something now.
Hello?
Okay, lovely. It's working now.
Okay, nice.
Lovely stuff. Yeah. Okay, guys, 10 more minutes left. Let me know if everything's fine on the YouTube live chat as well. I do apologize. Kind of did change my settings and it was bugging out a little bit. But yeah, CPI numbers are super negative. We are looking for either a pullback and a pump back up, or we're looking for a reversal from the PD highs, previous daily highs, right? Again, look at different scenarios which we have over here now. One of the major scenarios will be this previous daily highs area giving us a massive rejection to the downside, right? So PD highs rejection. Again, it's sort of like the previous candle. Look at the way the previous candle closed, right? It ended up closing as a major indecisive candle, the previous daily candle. And now the current candle is technically giving you that sort of upper wick break and a pump up with the negative numbers, which was expected, right? But if we understand what the monthly is doing, even the monthly's got plenty of room to the top side, right? But again, let's forget about where the monthly can go, but let's just look at the range we have on the monthly. So technically on the monthly range now, we are starting to become bullish once again, right? It's trading above that 50% area and is becoming super bullish. And this is where now, if you look at the weekly, the weekly is about to basically give you that breakout. The minute we start to see a break out of this area here, then you've got plenty of room to the top side. Once again, you've got about 98 pips easily. And so this is where now we need to start measuring our daily range, which is about 220 pips. So we have exceeded the 200 pip range now on the intraday, right? So you guys need to think about it. Realistically thinking about this now, it could give you the biggest rejection from up here, and this is where you can see a sell position setting up for the rest of the day, honestly. Or either, if it's not a massive rejection candle and it's just a pullback candle, then again you could scale in with something from up here, which could give you around 100 pips before it starts to pump back up. But again, the news has just dropped. We need to at least wait for the first 15 minutes. But let's say, can we look for a rejection from up here? Let's say this is the spike done, right? It's giving us that sort of intraday range. It's given us the highs, it's given us the lows. This is where now we need the mid-range on the daily, right? Which will be the 50% area, which is basically just here now. Let's just make sure our levels are perfect. They need to be very precise. But I do apologize earlier, guys. I kind of got locked out of my room. So that was missions getting back into my room. Just left my key card in my room and went home yesterday. Silly stuff. So yeah, 50% area is just here now on the intraday range. So this is your 59.98 level. So again, as long as the daily candle is still above this, technically you got to think about it, right? There is a breakout here playing out, so most likely it wants to pump up, but at the same time it has exceeded its intraday limit now, and we're still trading within the same range that we were trading within yesterday, and we've been stuck in this range for the longest time now, right? So in order for us to actually consider a breakout, we need a valid confirmation, which will at least be a closure above one of these resistance levels, right? Until then, you're technically looking to start selling the markets again, especially if you see a confirmation below the daily 50%. So this is kind of what I'm anticipating now. If this candle can start to look like a breather candle and the next one starts to give you that sort of retest of the lows, it would be such a clean scenario to the downside, because we've got about 200 pips now on this 4H candle. So again, you need to understand, right? As of yet, this is just a pullback. But once we start to actually get decent closure to the downside on this candle, the next candle can just start to give us a very nasty drop once again. And if the daily wants to break its own lows now, then we're coming for the downside. We're literally coming for this support area all the way down here, right? The previous candle did end up closing as technically, let's just measure the range on the previous candle. What did it close as? It ended up closing below the 50% area, so technically making it a bearish candle. So there is a very high chance that this breakout up here was due to the spikiness that kicks in with news. And until we actually see a closure above this area, which is the PD previous daily highs area, right? Let's mark this area out quickly. So this is your previous daily highs. And so if we go back to the 4H time frame, look, it aligns perfectly with this resistance area, which we have been holding for the longest time now, right? We've been holding this resistance area for such a long time now. Look, resistance here, resistance here, resistance, resistance. So, we're stuck within this range. So the only time you can really look for something to the top side is if this 4H candle gives us a closure above this resistance area. Then the next 4H can start to pump the price all the way back up to maybe even 1980, 1979. It will be realistic since we're, coming out of this range and there is a lot of orders up here. But realistically talking, if we have a 200 pip range, we don't have any more news coming in. This was the news that kicked in, the CPI news which kicked in. Nothing else is coming up now. So it will all be based off your technicals, right? And then the previous daily ended up giving you that bearish confirmation as well. The weekly hasn't given you any sort of a breakout to the top side. So the weekly is technically still an open candle as well. A retest candle of this area which we have left behind. So in that sense, we're actually quite bearish on gold. We are super bearish. And what we can look for now is if we can get a closure below the 50% area here on this 4H, which is essentially the same area as the daily anyway, right? We can look for that sell-off on the next candle. We really can start looking for that sell-off on the next candle, since again, look at this, right? The breakout here is being respected. This is your resistance candle, this is your spikiness, right? So we can even trade, sort of take trades here and use this area here as a stop loss, because realistically talking, would you have seen something like this if it was just on technicals? If it was just based off technicals, a massive spike like this? No. Something like this does not happen if it's just based off technicals, but because of the fundamentals, they gave you that spike up. So now let's say if the momentum that came into the markets due to the fundamentals starts to get exhausted, then guess what? This technical area here will be respected, right? It will be respected. It has been respected here. It has been respected in the past as well, which we can see clearly, right? So we can, to a certain extent, start using this area here as our stop loss, because obviously you would not be using the highs over here as a stop loss. That's a very massive stop loss of 100 pips, right? We want to take a decent stop loss, maybe 30-40 pips at max, right? So what we need to wait for now is we need to see some sort of a confirmation below this, even maybe some sort of a resistance forming here, some sort of a closure below this. And then what we can do is we can use that closure candle as a stop loss candle and then start looking for that breakout, because I'm not interested in taking any trades on this candle, because look, at the moment, your stop loss will either go up here if you were to look for a sell position, or your stop loss will go all the way down here, unless you start looking for trades on the lower time frames, being the 5 minutes, right? But we like to take confirmations based off 15-minute minimum, so I will be staying out of here. But let's see what they do in the next 2 minutes or so, right? Do you need a little bit more? Hi, sir. Sell or buy? Well, let's wait for it. It got a big range. We can take it either way. Bro, I need your full mentorship about Forex. Well, the link is in the description and also on my Insta bio. So again, guys, look, we're traders. We don't have inside information, right? We don't know what the numbers will be before the numbers have been dropped. But there we go, bingo, we know what the numbers are. They are super negative, right? So when we have negative numbers, we are expecting a very massive spike up to the top side. Guess what? The spike up is done now, right? So the fundamentals have done its thing. The fundamental move is done. So now we're looking for a technical move. So if we're looking for a technical move, guess what we need? We need a technical confirmation, right? So this is where now we need a technical confirmation, which can also give us a decent stop loss. As of yet, we do not have a decent stop loss going based off this massive candle. So we need to just wait for like another candle to open up and see how it starts to react near these key levels of ours. Because again, before the news dropped, right? Look, as I mentioned earlier, this level here was being respected, and this is a major consolidation, guys, major consolidation. So I'll be a fool to look for anything to the top side as long as I don't have a confirmation above this resistance. This is your 4H time frame. Look for how long this has been respected now. So I'll be a major fool to think about look, you know, if I was to start looking out for a breakout now, I'll be a major fool, because we got FOMC coming up tomorrow. If you guys understand how FOMC plays out, well, obviously you go core PPI first. If they give you super positive numbers, they can take the price down, and with FOMC they can start taking it back up. So in that sense, it makes more sense for them to actually like start dropping the price now, start taking it back down, maybe even start trading it somewhere down here, you know, this support area here on the 4H. And then again, you know, the first news that kicks in, which is going to be at half one, the core PPI, they can give you super positive numbers again, maybe one last spike down just to take all of this liquidity out to the downside. And once they've taken all the orders out, this is where FOMC move kicks in, and then they give you the monthly correction, which is required as well. So going based of the previous monthly, right, look at this, you need to take the price all the way back up here. But when does it make sense for them to actually take the price up all the way up on the monthly, right? Because they need to give you a huge move. Just from here, they need to push the price up another 400-500 pips. So think about it, guys, think about it. This move makes perfect sense with FOMC, right? So to a certain extent, they do need to drive the price down, right, before FOMC, just so they don't leave any imbalances. And we remember there was an imbalance down here which was filled yesterday. So technically we don't have any more imbalances now, because this major bullish candle actually left major imbalances down here. We filled it yesterday now. So the job of the candle, job of this bearish candle was to fill the imbalance. It's done its job. Now the job of this candle is to either give you a breakout, give you a closure above this, break out of the range to the top side, and then start spiking up, or become a clean rejection candle and come down to essentially break this area and start grabbing some sort of liquidity down here, right, which is the 4H time frame liquidity all the way down here, guys. Look at this. So we just kind of need to play our cards, right? And let's see what happens on this 15-minute time frame. And we've got the new 4H coming up soon as well. We are forming a support on this daily 50% area, but at the same time, I would not go based off just this confirmation here, because this was heavily influenced by fundamentals. So we need a technical confirmation. We need a candle that's not influenced by the fundamentals, right? So technically it will be this 15-minute candle. And then as soon as this 15-minute candle comes to a closure, we've got the new 4H coming up just around the corner, guys. So that's the major candle which we need before we can start looking for a nice position, right? Because again, as I mentioned, this candle here is influenced by fundamentals. We do not trade fundamentals. We wait for our confirmations. We align the fundamentals with the technicals. So the only confirmation you really have is the ones on the lower time frames, right? Do you really want to take a confirmation on the 5-minute? Then go for it. Look for something here, take it up, whatever you like, right? But for me personally, I don't like the 5-minute confirmations. I rather wait for the 15-minute confirmation, because I know it will play out in my favor majority of the times. Whereas with the lower time frames, I should be willing to get stopped out majority of the times, right? And I don't want to get stopped out, so I'll just wait. Very simple. There we go. It's starting to again retest this daily 50% area, right? Look, we have established a support at this area here as well. And guess what? This candle is starting to give us a decent stop loss. So if we can get some sort of a closure below this, and the new 4H can actually start to give us a breakout below this area, guess, first of all, let me show you guys what's happening on the 4H, right? Not only that we are rejecting this resistance area once again, we are also closing below the 50% area on the intraday, as well as, look at this, your 4H. So what's happening now is your 4H is rejecting from this resistance area and is actually turning up into a bearish candle. Is closing as the rejection candle, right? So there's 3 confirmations you have to the downside. And what happens every time we see a rejection playing out from up here? Guess what? Price spikes all the way down to the daily lows, and we are trading within the daily range now, right? So we understand the daily highs are up here, the daily lows are up all the way down here, and the mid range is essentially just here, right? Which is this support area here. We can see to the left. We can see another sort of like resistance just up here. We know this is a key level, right? So if we can get a closure below this support area, and we see some sort of candle opening below this, giving us a slight pullback, because with the 4H we understand the behavior of the markets. It doesn't give you a major pullback, just a small tiny pullback, and then from there it starts to break the lows of the candle that sort of closed below the support candle. It would be a very nice confirmation for us to start looking for that sell position, and you're essentially looking for a SL just up here somewhere, because again, looking at this area here, it's always being respected with the technicals, right? So if we do respect this area again, and we actually do see a rejection playing out on this candle closing below, guess what? That's your SL. That's your SL. We don't care about this candle here. We're using this candle here as an SL, and we're looking for that sell-off for the rest of the session, which is till the daily lows. And this will easily give you 100 pips if you let your runners run, and you start securing along the way. So essentially that's the position I'm very interested in. It will be a bearish position to the downside that I'm interested in. To the top side, what can we look for? Again, we could look for a buy position to the top side as well, because what's happening now is 4H is giving you a pullback, and 4H gives you a closure above this. Then guess what? Next 4H should be a spike up to the top side, right? But again, we do need a 4H confirmation, right? If we can somehow get a closure above this area here in the next 10 minutes, so it needs to spike up another 30 pips and give you a close above 66.65, which is the key dollar, the key level, $5 level. If you guys know how gold trades, gold reacts every $5, right? So every $5 will be 65, it will be 70. Every $5 gold does react. It will either give you a rejection of some sort or very aggressive breakout. You guys can back test it for yourself. Look at this, 60, some sort of a support forming. Let's just go down to 55. Look to the left, again rejection. Let's go down to 50. Look at this again. You guys can see this, right, at the 50 level. So these are called your key levels, every $5, right? So if you just pay attention to this, look at this, we're kind of like approaching this $65 level, right? So 65 to 66 should be the max pullback for this this leg up now. And then from here, once the max pullback is done, we need to see some sort of a rejection kicking in for the downside play to start setting up in our favor, right? So look at it, look at this now. If this candle starts to give you like a nasty rejection from that 65 level and starts to actually close below this, then guess what? The pullback is done, and so the price action is actually quite sustainable. What do I mean by pullback? How does price action work? It moves in waves, right? So look at that, wave 1, wave 2, and then the minute we see this confirmation down here, we should be seeing some sort of a retest somewhere around here. We've got the 55 key dollar level just here, which should be your TP1 area. Then you got the 50 level just down here, which should be your TP2 area. And you can just let the partial positions run. You can just let it run for the rest of the day. Why not take advantage of the opportunity, because the range is there. We just need that confirmation now. Hopefully, if this candle here can give us a closure below this area here, you have the confirmation, you have sustainable price action. You just need a breakout. That's all we need. So a nice clean closure below this. Let's give it a go. I'm very interested in an impulsive position today on the 15-minute time frame, because the range is actually quite massive, right? So waiting for 30 minutes to a certain extent will be too much today. Waiting for 5-minute confirmations will not be enough confirmation. So this is where your 15-minute will be the sweet spot, right? So let's wait for a close below this. So as I mentioned earlier, it needs to give us a closure below this, and also once we have a closure below this, the next candle technically needs to start breaking below the lows of the closure candle, right? We will be using the highs over here as a stop loss, because it has retested that sort of 64-65 level, which is a major key level. Again, looking to the left, this key level here being respected. So essentially now we have a safe stop loss, right? It still will be quite big, but is the safest stop loss. You will need to use this area here as a stop loss, unless you're looking for a micro scalp. Then you can start using, even on the 5 minutes, this is the only area that you can really use as a stop loss, to be honest. Unless you want to, again, as I said, use the next candle as a stop loss candle, but it would not really be a safe stop loss, because it will be an open candle, right? So it can come up to retest the highs, it can do anything within this range. This will be your previous 15-minute range, right? So we're we're technically expecting this to be respected here, but when it's a new open range, it can do anything within this range, right? So that's where you want to be extra cautious and just be careful, because it's very, very volatile, the price action. So yeah, it's just a waiting game now. Let's see what they do in the next 6 minutes. So we technically need a range, 15-minute range, which is below this key area here, the 60 area. Look at that. This is your 60 area here, which again, I explained earlier, it does react every, oh, I think gold is about to sell off below this now. Is picking up a lot of downside momentum. The minute we see a closure below this, I think we're about to see a very massive sell-off. So we've got 5 more minutes left, guys. 5 more minutes left. Because again, look at the price action before we got the fundamentals, right? Fundamentals gave us the spike up, spike down, but before it was clean downside momentum in the markets, right? So now if the fundamentals, the fundamental move is down, this is where again technicals are taking control. And if the technical signals are suggesting us to sell the markets, then let's sell the markets. This is where you can start seeing that sell position setting up now. Again, we're staying very disciplined, so I will not enter the markets just yet. Need to wait for another 5 minutes, right? At least another 5 minutes, because I do need a closure below this, guys. We need at least a 15-minute confirmation, because a 5-minute confirmation is way too impulsive, in my opinion. Way too impulsive. But we have, look, we've got at least 3 confirmations here now. We know that this is the resistance area here, which has been respected previously in the past. We're rejecting it. Another confirmation, the 4H is closing below the daily 50% area, and it's also closing as a rejection candle. Another confirmation, we have a support here. We are closing below this support here. We also have seen a massive rejection after forming a pullback. So it's suggesting that gold is forming a downtrend, lower lows and lower highs. You know, it likes to move in waves, right? That's how price action works. Price action moves in waves. It will always like to come back up as long as it's not breaking above the structure highs. The move is still valid to the downside. It didn't break above the structure highs. So again, it's a valid play to the downside, but it always does need to come back up just to grab the cheapest price possible. That's how the game goes, right? It's a game of orders. And so now we're expecting that leg down. So next leg down could be down to this area, and then obviously from there you can again see that spike up, another pullback, and then once it breaks past this area, that's when you're expecting that next spike down, which could be this area. So obviously you're looking to the left and you're targeting these support areas to the left as your TP areas, right? So let's see what happens. 3 more minutes left. It's a very clean trade. We have the confirmations, we have everything. It doesn't make sense for it to start rejecting in the next 15 minutes or so. Let's give it a go on the next candle. When the next candle breaks the lows of this candle, let's give it a go. Stop loss is above here. You do want to start securing partials down here. As I mentioned earlier, you will see a very big rejection from the 55 level. So before the 55 level gets tapped, you want to start securing profits, right? So before the 55 level gets tapped, this is about 40 pips. So even if you can secure 20 pips before it gets tapped, make it risk-free. Guys, that's fine. Make it risk-free later on. You got the new 4H coming up. A lot of the times the new 4H brings a lot of volatility to the markets, guys, a lot of volatility. So this is where now I'm sort of anticipating that next 4H to also give me that drop as well. Let's see, 2 more minutes left now. What can we see in the next 2 minutes? Got 2 more minutes left. Can we see a closure below this? We do need a closure below this. We do need a closure below this. If we do not close below this, then we will be waiting for some more confirmations. As I said, I'm already being super impulsive here, looking for a confirmation on the 15 minutes. So if I do not get a closure below this, then I will be waiting, staying out of it. That's the issue now. It's not giving us that closure. And this is a major key area. So Yeah, need to see some sort of a closure. Let's see how the next candle sort of opens and reacts. I will be staying out of taking any more sell positions now. We're getting a rejection from here. This is not the confirmation I wanted to see. My trading is very systematic. I will be staying out of taking any more trades now until I see a closure below. It's very simple. That's the confirmation I need. If I don't see it, I don't take it. Very simple. I don't care. I don't have any sort of FOMO. I can miss out. But yeah, do need a closure below this. I don't see that in the next minute. We're staying out, guys. It's very simple. Because again, if this is a pullback, this is a breather candle, next one breaks the highs, it's gonna start pumping up with the new 4H momentum now. So we technically need this to turn into a resistance candle. And so this is essentially turning into a clean breather candle now. And any breakout above this should give us a very nice clean spike up. But again, my issue with this area is that this area has been respected for so long now, honestly. You guys can see it for yourself. So kind of like looking for a buy position here can work out with the 4H momentum. It could work out, but at the same time, I don't know, man. It's a bit tricky until you actually see a confirmation above this area, maybe like a closure above this. Then you can anticipate a wick fill. Until then, it's tricky. It's tricky in my opinion. But let's give it a little bit, see how it reacts within this range. Within this previous 15-minute range that we have established. Is it going to break out to the top side or break out to the downside? It is quite bullish now. The way it closed, again, closing is a breather candle. We understand these breather candles are strong confirmations. So the minute we see a breakout above this area, if we ignore all the noise to the left and we kind of like block out all the noise to the left, right? Let's say we're sort of using the momentum to our favor. Let's say we kind of want to ignore all the noise to the left. Then it's a very simple scenario, right? If you think about it, you're expecting a wick fill on the intraday. And so if you kind of like ignore all the noise to the left, the minute we see a breakout above this area here, because again, we're visual creatures, right? The minute we start to break out of this, you have this wick fill on the intraday. And with the 4H, this is a possibility. But at the same time, I'm not interested in ignoring all the noise to the left, because the noise is on a higher time frame, right? It's on the 4H time frame. It's not on the 1 minute time frame where like the momentum will break out of it, right? When the noise is on a higher time frame, you technically do need a confirmation for you to ignore it. But if the noise was, let's say, on the 30-minute time frame or the 1H time frame, to a certain extent, I can ignore it because I know when there is momentum in the markets, most likely it will break out of the range. But you guys cannot tell me there was no momentum in the markets during all of these candles here. Of course there was momentum here. This was 1400, same candle as now. There was momentum here, there was momentum here, London session, New York session, Asian session, but we still respected the same key level. So to a certain extent, I do not want to ignore this area here, and I do need a confirmation above. If it was, as I said, 1 minute time frame, 5 minute time frame, 15-minute time frame consolidation, I would say, okay, fair enough. Now there is momentum in the markets. To a certain extent, I can ignore it because I know with momentum we will break out of this consolidation. But when it's on a higher time frame, you kind of do need a confirmation before you start looking for those trades. So yeah, as I said, I need a confirmation above this for a buyer position. Then you've got this wick fill break scenario setting up to the top side. So let's see how it sets up. You took any trades yet? No, we are still waiting, guys. We are still waiting. Nothing has been taken just yet. We still are waiting. We are looking for this position here though. And if this sets up with this candle here, even better, even better, even better, honestly. But I am a big fan of this position, but think about it, right? It's technically giving you a wick fill break scenario to the top side. Because what the previous candle has done is not only that it gave you a pullback, it also ended up closing as a breather candle on the 4H. So the job of this 4H candle is to technically give us the breakout to the top side, right? But again, this area here kind of does throw me off a little bit. It really does. So I just want to be cautious, and I don't want to get caught in this trap here, because I think this area here is a trap, to be fair. So I'd rather stay out of this trap and look for something clean, either above or below. Yeah, that's a fair assessment, guys. It really is. And again, this candle here is still an open candle, you know, it's retesting this $5 level, which is up here, which is the 66 should be the max pullback. So also let me tell you another thing about these $5 key levels, right? It's not a valid breakout unless it goes past more than 10 pips. So imagine you are trading this $5 key level, right? 65. It needs to exceed more than 10 pips for us to consider this a breakout. Did it exceed 10 pips? No, it didn't. It retested 66 and now it's rejecting. So technically you need a breakout above 66, which is again, it aligns perfectly with this resistance area here, right? You need a breakout above 66 in order for you to say, okay, this 65 level is now invalid. We are breaking out of this 65 level and most likely we will go up to our next $5 key level, which is the 70 level, right? And it aligns perfectly with the Wakefield scenario on the intraday range as well. But again, we need some sort of a confirmation, right? Because then you're looking for a breakout. But if it was a normal day, fair enough. If it was a normal range, fair enough. But then that's when you start to look to the left again. You're like, okay, cool. I can trade this $5 key level. I do have this intraday range, fair enough. But at the same time, look how many times we saw a rejection from this area. So would you rather trade against this rejection, or would you rather trade with the rejection? I'm technically looking to trade with the rejection, right? I want to trade with the momentum. I understand which way the order flow is majority of the times. As soon as we tap these areas here, the order flow is to the downside. Like majority, the market sentiment is quite bearish up here, right? Majority of the orders are sell orders up here. So if I understand it, why would I go against it? I'm just looking to see a confirmation which tells me to sell the markets, and I'll start selling the markets. Until then, I just need to have patience, be disciplined, and stay out of taking anything. That's what trading is about, right? There is no bottom wick on the 1H, 4H, so possibly top wick and then drop down. What do you think? Yes, most definitely is a possibility. It's still an open candle. We understand the 4H is a very volatile open. So when it is a volatile open, it will go one way. And yeah, as soon as it starts to lose that momentum, it needs to sort of retest something which holds a lot of orders. So again, we understand the order flow up here. The sentiment is quite bearish in the markets as soon as we start to trade up here. And so we just need that technical confirmation, maybe a nice resistance candle being established up here, giving us a closure below this, making your 50% level invalid. That's the confirmation we need, and then we start selling the markets for the rest of the day. And we've got the New York Stock Exchange coming up in the next 23 minutes as well, which will bring a lot of volatility to the markets, guys. So yeah, that's the play. That's the play. Again, understand, right? You're looking to pick your battles. You want to pick your battle in the market. What are you interested in? Well, we're interested in a sell position. Why are we interested in a sell position? Well, if it was a normal day, I would actually be looking for a clean breakout above this area. But as I mentioned earlier, is the emphasis goes on this range here, right? This range here, it's very hard for gold to break out of this range. You know, we've seen so many 4H candles trying to just break out of it. So what makes today a special day? You know, there is nothing special about today. Guess what? Tomorrow is a very special day because we have FOMC. So I will close my eyes and start buying gold if I have a buy confirmation. I would not care about this area because I know FOMC has enough momentum for us to break out of this area. This area would be nothing when it comes to FOMC. But today, realistically, guess what? Usually you see that massive spike up and markets to a certain extent actually start to give you a consolidation after the spike up. So now if the spike up is done with the fundamentals, normal fundamentals will be coming in. Why would I look for a buy position? I'm looking to trade with the trend, with the momentum. And so not only that, you need to look at the momentum on the intraday, you need to also see which way the momentum is when you start to approach certain areas. And clearly the momentum is to the downside as soon as we start to approach this area. So the minute I see that confirmation, guess what? I'm closing my eyes, I'm selling the markets. Is a high probability trade, and that's all I need. I need a high probability trade to the downside, and it will give me a high probability trade to the downside once we go past this area. Then I do not care if it gives me a pullback when I'm in a trade, or it does whatever it does, because I took a trade based off my confirmations and it's a high probability trade. Again, there is no certainty in the markets. No one can have a 100% win rate, but you can, have an 80% win rate, which is what we do. We do 80 to 85% win rate, right? We gave out 2 trades yesterday on the live, both played out. But it's because we're very patient, guys. So same thing again today, need to have patience. You guys know what we are looking for, and now it's just a waiting game. We need to wait for this to set up. Well, let's think about the buy scenarios, right? How could we consider a buy position? Well, in order for us to consider a buy position now, the safest buy position will be technically above this area here. But again, the issue is, right, when you actually look to the left, right, look, let's say you're technically looking for a breakout above this resistance area here, then you need to start this area here, then you need to start dealing with the next key area, which is just about 10 pips away, right? Look, just going based of the 30-minute confirmations, right? The 30-minute resistance, right? Look, you've got the next key area, which is 10 pips away. Then you've got another key area, which is another 10, 15 pips away. Then you've got this key area about another 10 pips away. So it's like the range is so small, right? Every 10 pips, you can expect a rejection. So every 10 pips, you have to deal with this headache of a massive rejection playing out and kind of like just taking you out. So this is where now what you could do is, well, you could just wait for a closure above this area, which is your daily highs now. And then looking to the left, guess what? Once we actually do see a closure above the daily highs area, which is essentially your 69 to 70 key level, you actually to a certain extent see a very nice pump to the top side. Look at this. So we could replicate something like this, right? Or what you could do is you could just say, okay, cool, you know what? I'm not looking for any more buy positions today unless gold either gives me something from the mid-range, being the daily 50%. So how can you look for a buy position from the mid-range? Let me try and annotate on the screen. It's very simple, right? You wait for price to give you some sort of a breakout below this. So let's change the color here to red. Let's say you have a support candle here, right? As in, this is the support candle. Let's say we have a bearish candle. It ends up closing something like this. It was technically giving you a breakout, but it ends up leaving a massive wick. It ends up closing as a breather candle instead, right? It means that there is indecision here in the markets, and we know that this is a major key level. Well, all we need now is the next candle to open up, and we need the next candle to basically break the highs of the indecisive candle, being the breather candle, right? We call this a breather candle. And the minute it breaks the breather candle, guess what? Looking to the left, you've got all of this range you can start targeting, right? So do you guys see how this will be such an amazing trade that we can take if it sets up from down here? Or if it gives you a clean sell-off, you have an undecisive candle, next one breaks the lows of the undecisive candle, you've got all of this range you can start targeting to the downside. But you guys need to understand, right, this will be the key area. From here, we will be interested in either a buy position or a sell position. Until then, looking for a buy position above here, as I showed you guys earlier, it's a very tricky trade. It's a very tricky range, because this was very achievable with the fundamentals, because the fundamentals brought a lot of momentum to the market. But realistically thinking, realistically being logical, can technicals give you this clean pump when the intraday has already pushed up almost to more than 200 pips? Actually, not almost. Think about it, right? But once it comes back to the mid-range, you've got so much clean range. Even if you're expecting to see a retest of this, you've got all of this tradable range. Or you're expecting to see a retest of this, you've got all of this tradable range. So this will be a key area for us, our golden zone, whatever you want to call it, our area of interest, which is the area 1959 to 1960. This is where we will look for opportunity. Until then, it's very hard in my opinion. So that's where, again, it's all about patience, right? You kind of need to let the price come to you. And if you start chasing the price, this is where you get in trouble, right? So at the moment, in my opinion, going based on my strategy, if I was to look for something, I would be chasing the price. I would be an emotional mess. And so, yeah, going based on my strategy, I technically do need to wait for price to come down to this area. I messed up the camera again. I'm trying to sort the camera out here. Give me a second. I think this is better now. Okay, the 4H is starting to reject at this point. Love to see it. Love to see it. It is starting to reject at this point, and is also retesting this resistance level here. So any confirmations below this now guess what? We have all of this range to the downside, which we can start targeting. So, this is where we give out different TPs during the stream. You will have TP1 down here, which will be the first 29 pips, then the TP2, which will be 60 pips altogether, and then you've got the final TP, the daily lows. And if it goes past the daily lows, again, I did talk about a scenario earlier. I did mention a scenario earlier where they can grab a lot of liquidity from this area here tomorrow, though not today. But again, if they do want to grab this liquidity with positive numbers tomorrow, they technically do need to give you a breakout and closure below this messy area here, right? So if this candle can be the one to give us a closure below, next candle being maybe the Asian candle or the London candle could be trading somewhere down here, or maybe up there, give us that pullback, and then from there we grab a lot of liquidity from the structure lows, and with FOMC we drive the price all the way back up to the moon. Majority of the times, 80 to 85% of the times, FOMC gives you a bullish play in the markets. First leg is always that liquidity play, and then it gives you that massive pump. Okay, very nice rejection on the previous candle. We technically just need that last closure below this. So if this 15-minute does give us that closure with New York Stock Exchange open, we should be able to sell the markets, guys. Should be able to sell the markets. Again, everything makes perfect sense, right? It all aligns. Everything that we've discussed here, it aligns. Why are we looking for a sell position? Again, major area. This is one of my confluences, this area here, right? So to a certain extent, yes, I am using this consolidation as a confluence today because it's a higher time frame confluence, right? And again, understand how your daily is also trading. Your previous daily ended up giving you a bearish candle. Once again, it did not close as a rejection candle. Well, it looks like a breather candle, but when you actually measure out your range on the previous daily candle, again, previous daily was not influenced by any fundamentals, right? So when it was not influenced by any fundamentals, it actually ended up giving you a bearish close. Well, just about, but again, it is a bearish close, right? Even if it's just about, it's still a bearish close. Doesn't change that it's a bearish close. So now, if again the fundamental pump is done, this is where you're expecting those technicals to start playing out. And we're playing within this range now. And look at this range, right? Again, let me try and show something to you guys. It will also increase your confidence. Well, there are three areas within this range. This area here, this is where usually you don't see any closures, right? So the minute we see a closure above this area, that's when you know, okay, price is actually doing something different now. So we can expect a different type of move. Until then, this is just your wicks. And now this is your mid-range area. It means either price will bounce up from here or it will break below and start bouncing down. Then this is your, essentially, let's say if you are selling the markets, this is your TP area now. Oh, this is your TP area now. Because again, you've got major rejections that you have to deal with. And then just like how we have a wick area update, this becomes your wick area, right? So any closures below this, it means, you're breaking out of this consolidation. So you see you've got the wick area 1, which is up there, wick area 2, which is down here. And then within this range is essentially where you're looking to take some profits. So again, mid-range being the 59.60 area, anything below, this is your clean range that you can actually trade within, and you're securing profits within before you have to start dealing with any headaches. And this is about 40 pips, more than enough. We don't need more, honestly, more than enough. Just be grateful if you can capitalize on this. Don't look for the whole drop. Make it risk-free, secure some partials, just be sensible. Okay, couple more minutes left. This position is setting up. Again, the 30 minutes is starting to reject. We love to see this. Just need a rejection closure below this, and then from there it's a very high probability trade, and let's give it a go together, guys. But wait for this to again come to your key level. We have discussed everything. We understand why this is a key level and why we need a confirmation below this. And until then, there's nothing else we can do other than just wait. But what we can do is we can start looking at these rejections now, and this should start to build up more confidence, and it should start to boost up your psychology. Because guess what? I told you guys, right? This 65 psychological level, this key level, every $5, as I said, gold reacts. Look at that, it hasn't exceeded that 10 pip range, so it hasn't given you any sort of a breakout. It just retested it, and now it's giving you the nastiest rejection. And you know, a lot of the times I used to trade on the lower time frames, right? And I would use these key levels and I would start selling the markets up here if I knew gold was going to drop. And that's how I would get those crazy sniper entries. To a certain extent now, I don't like that style of trading, because it's very, like, you have to be very on it to trade that way. The way I trade now is more based off higher time frames, but you know, the precision is there, the everything is there, and I can to a certain extent let my trades play out. I know if I have the confirmation, I don't need to kind of like, you know, look for a precise entry. I don't need to be perfect with every single thing, and it just makes it more systematic. Looking at the 1H as well, there we go. Your 1H is also turning quite bearish now. Nice rejection from this resistance area. What happens usually when we reject from these resistance area, this resistance up here? Look at this massive drop. So can we replicate this candle here, guys? This is what we are looking for. We're looking to see if we can replicate this candle here to the downside. If we can, this is the candle we are interested in, and there we go. There we go. It's coming back to our area now. Looking at the 15-minute time frame, there we go. Nice rejection candle. This is the breakout candle. We just need a closure below with the New York Stock Exchange open in the next 10 minutes. Potentially we can start selling the markets now. Perfect stuff. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Love to see it. Lovely rejection. Yes, Uber. It's a lovely rejection, man. And again, as I said, look, honestly, if you did anticipate this rejection, to a certain extent, you can start selling the markets up here, right? But I don't know, man. I'm just not a big fan of those scalp entries anymore on the 1 minute time frame. It really depends. It really depends. But with the 1 minute time frame entries, the approach you need to have is a complete different approach. You need to use dynamic risk to the fullest. Like, you know, you're scaling in too much. There we go. This rocket ship is selling off now, but we do need a closure below this. We do. So can't be too impulsive here. Do need a closure below this. And so let's give it 9 more minutes. Let's stay out of this 9 more minutes, because the thing is, we don't have you know, low on the previous 1H EVA, which we could technically take an impulsive entry on. Maybe if there was a 1H low here and we're breaking the 1H low, then you could take an impulsive entry, but there is nothing. Even the 30-minute lows are all the way down there, and the 15-minute lows are here. You do have these 15-minute lows here, but I think you do need some sort of a clean confirmation, at least a closure below this area before you start to look for that leg down. So let's wait for that closure. Let's be sensible here. Let's not be too impulsive here now. But yeah, there we go. You can see gold is rejecting the top side area, and now it is giving you a very nice rejection. Could we have taken something here? Yes, we could have, but with the New York Stock Exchange open, the issue is it can give you a very massive pump back up. So we're trying to kind of like protect ourselves before such a volatile open. That's why we need to wait for a confirmation. But once we have a confirmation on this candle, if the NYSE gives us that breakout, let's take it. But again, you want to be sensible with the breakout if it's in the first 5 minutes. And let's say, as an example, right, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Let's say this candle here is trading somewhere down here, right? This candle here, New York Stock Exchange opens obviously here, and it gives you that spike up initially. The spike down, the break below this could be invalid, because with New York Stock Exchange open, there is a lot of orders being executed, so it brings the spikiness to the markets. Just like, you know, with news, the spikiness is invalid, so you need to wait for it to calm down a little bit, and then they give you those technical signals, right? The technical confirmations. Same thing applies with a very volatile open like NY open or NYSE open. So if again price is trading below this area and they do give you a spikiness in the first 5 minutes, just be extra cautious. But if your confirmation is there and they do want to give you a breakout, go for it, right? Nuno, take over from here. I'm just going to quickly go grab some water. Give me 2 minutes, I'll be right back. Okay. Your mic is muted, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. Waiting time. Should be a very nice trade here. Very nice trade. rejection. Yeah, man, did you guys see how the higher time frame ranges work? Crazy. To the T. To the T. So Jay, how's weather today? It's better than yesterday. Bro, here in Portugal, same weather, bro. Like it's like kind of raining, but very hot, you know. Yeah, bro. Same as Portugal, bro. Like it's raining, you know, but it's like hot, you know. Same stuff. Yeah, that's normal. We are getting it into June, so yeah, second week of June. So it's normal, yeah. Just waiting game. Seriously? Nice thunderstorm last night for an hour or two. Damn,
Okay,
man.
I'm back. Okay. Again, look what price is doing at this point, right? Once again, look what price is doing. What they have done now is they've established this range within the last 30 minutes, but there was two scenarios which we were interested in. One scenario was that it comes down to this area and it gives us a retest, and then from there potentially this becomes your pullback, right? Just a bottom wick on the 4H, and then from there they start to spike the prices all the way back up. Or the second scenario was that we actually see a nice clean closure below this, and then potentially it gives you a nice clean break back below. And so if it starts to close back below this area here, again, you know, you've got all of this range that you can start targeting to the downside, right? But this is where, again, I did mention something. If now the next candle can start to break above this area, well, I think a buy position is also setting up. Realistically talking, a buy position is also setting up. But at the same time, I do need this candle here to close as a bullish candle. And I think a buy position is setting up, guys. Look at this. Look at this. If it does give you that bullish closure, again, playing the game of probabilities, right? What's the probability that we will come back up to retest the, you know, previous highs compared to the previous lows? The probability goes up now because not only that you're rejecting this 50% area on the daily, you're also seeing a massive wick down. You're faking everyone out here, and now you're grabbing some sort of liquidity here. You're grabbing the cheapest price possible before the most volatile open on gold to take the price all the way back up. So yeah, I mean, when you really think about it, this was one of our scenarios, right? A breather candle, and then remember when I mentioned it, do you guys remember? And then a breakout candle. So yeah, if it makes sense, let's give it a go. Why not? But again, like, you do need some sort of a closure at least above this 50% level. Otherwise, this position again will be super impulsive though. It will be a super impulsive position, because what they can do is, because it's such a volatile open, they might just give you a pump up and then from here start dumping the price again. So if we can get some sort of a closure above this area, then yeah. But man, look at the way it's rejecting though. It's rejecting that key level now, the daily 50% area. It's rejecting it. The 30 minutes is also rejecting this support. So the main TP will obviously be the previous 30-minute highs, right? This is the range I'm interested in. So again, I'm not looking for the daily highs to get retested. I'm just interested in this range that we have established in the previous 30 minutes. With the New York Stock Exchange open, again, 4H goes just, it's a very one-sided move with the 4H. So if the bottom wick is done now, most likely they want to take the price back up. Let's stay out of it for the first 5 minutes and see where it does up here, okay? But if it does start to break past this area in the first 5 minutes, then we will look for something in the next, the second 5 minute candle. So let's see what it does, because it could just be an open and clean pump now. Unless they start to give you a closure below this in the last minute. Let's see what they do. Man, it's so warm, can't cope. We had a nice thunderstorm last night for an hour or two. Bro, I'm freezing because the AC is on in my office. I'm actually freezing right now, bro. I wish I had my jacket with me. It's very cold here. Outside is so hot, man. Like, you'll be sweating if you were to go outside, but in my office it's freezing, bro. Like, the AC is on. There we go. Have the breather candle, have the rejection, have the daily breakout up here, have the range to the top side. 1H hasn't really given you any bearish confirmation. Everything's super bullish. The 15 minutes coming up again, creeping back up with the New York Stock Exchange open. How big the SL will be if we were to take this, let's say. We do have enough range though to the top side. We have everything. New York Stock Exchange open, momentum, breakout to the top side. You know what, let's give this a go. And if it does, but not yet, let's give this a go on the 5 pip breakout. Let's give this a go, and if it does start to reject, we'll just start closing it if it does go below the 59 area. Give it plenty of room to breathe. Again, not on the first. Yeah, let's give this a go. Makes sense. And what you guys can start doing is you can start making a risk free as soon as it taps this rejection area, and this could be your TP1 here. And make it risk free and let the rest just run. This could be your TP1 here, because you're looking for that initial spike up, right? The 65 area. It's a major level for us. Wait for that 5 pip breakout above this area here on the next 5 minutes, or if you want to take you on the first 5 minutes, be my guest. But again, as I said, first 5 minutes, just let it do its thing, and on the next 5 minutes, let's give this a go. But if you guys want to give this a go in the first 5 minutes, be my guest. And TP1 will be up here. Essentially, this will be your TP1 area just up here now. You want to secure some profits here, and you want to let the you want to make it risk free. This will be your TP1 area. TP1. Because all the confirmations are there. We did anticipate this. Oh, this is the New York Stock Exchange open, volatility kicking in. Your TP1 area will be essentially up here where you want to secure, because again, remember it's that $5 key level, and this is 20 pips in profits, guys, 20 pips. So again, $5 key level, you make it risk free, and if it wants to reject from up there, it rejects. It does its thing, who cares, right? Who cares? But this will be your first key level, which you start aiming for, because previous candle rejected, we're still respecting the 50% level. With New York Stock Exchange open, is giving us a breakout now. So everything is technically there. You do want to give it as much room to breathe as possible. And yeah, let's see how it sets up now. Everything is there, everything's there in the equation. We did anticipate this. It's a very high probability trade. Just kind of need to wait for it now, let it play out. Obviously that would be your TP1 area, and your TP2 area will again be essentially the key area up here. The 66 area could be your TP2, and then you could let the rest just run up to your daily highs, right? The final TP, which is 80 pips altogether, right? So this could be your TP2 area. Because again, when you think about it, right, you have all the confirmations there for gold to start pumping up now. So it's a very high probability trade, right? And with the New York Stock Exchange, NYSE momentum, we should be going past these areas now as well, right? So This is the best time now. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's go. A little bit more gold. A little bit more. The 20 pip TP. The first 20 pip TP is coming up. Oh, it's coming up. Again, we are sort of retesting these rejection areas here. You guys need to be careful here. Don't be too greedy. Because if you did take this, you're up 15 pips at this point. Actually, let's just make it risk-free, guys. Let's make it risk-free at this point. Let's make it risk-free and let the rest run. Just make it risk-free and let it just run now. Because you're anticipating the NYSE momentum to go past everything now, right? And if there is a spikiness and they just want to start selling the markets, guess what? Secure some profits here and let the rest run. Let it run now. Make it risk-free and let the rest run. Let it run now. This is where you took advantage of the NYSE volatility to participate in this position. And if it is a valid position now, you've made it risk-free, and if it runs, the sky's the limit. Oh, look at this. Let's see what it. Oh, look at that momentum. Oh, it's gonna go past that TP1, guys. Let's go. Waited for this. Come on, gold. Again, be sensible, because look to the left. Rejections. So if you can secure something up there, take it, and yeah, let the rest just run. Be very sensible here. But yeah, that's initially you've kind of secured at least on the breakout. Well, obviously we took it just a little bit higher. You've secured now 16 pips in profits, and very nice. Let's see if the runners do survive, or if it hits the SL, which is at BE now. The SL should be at BE. It should be a risk-free trade, guys, and let the rest just run. With NYSE momentum, again, if it is a buy position now for the rest of the day, they should go past everything. And if they do reject, then guess what? You've secured about 17 pips on it, and I think this is where your BEs should get hit. And so now just kind of like let this do its thing. Let's wait for it, because again, if the initial spike is done now, they can start dropping the price all the way back down. And this is why we took the advantage of the NYSE volatility to take something and make it risk-free as soon as possible. But I would recommend kind of like staying out of taking anything now and just wait for it to set up again, because it could also give you that sell position, right? At the moment, we do need more confirmations, but it could give you that sell position as well. Let's see what they do. But make sure you guys did make it risk-free. Up here on the spike up, should have made it risk-free. And yeah, let's see what it does now. The first initial position kind of like took you out at break even, but if you did secure something up here, you've caught about, how many pips did they catch again altogether on this spike up with the New York Stock Exchange? Around, yeah, let's say 15 pips, almost 15 pips.
Yeah, 17
pips, 15 pips. And now you kind of just need to wait for another confirmation, right? So you have to be in and out. You need to understand, guys, right? Sometimes it's the timing. Within let's say 1 to 3 minutes, you need to take your profits. You need to make it risk-free, because you're taking advantage of the New York Stock Exchange volatility here, right? And once the volatility does start to get exhausted, that's when you're looking for again the next confirmation. So now if this gives you a closure below the 30-minute area, then guess what? We're looking for that sell-off, you know, the second trade. So you're in and out, you're securing some profits, and now you're waiting for something again here. You're waiting for a confirmation below this, and then you're again taking the sell position. So a sell position will be very much valid if we can start to see a closure below this and a dump. So let's see if that sets up. That would be the next trade I'm interested in. But the first trade should have been 15 pips profits and then taken out at BE. Stop loss is at entry. But this is where now they've taken the cheapest price possible with the NYSE momentum, and most likely you can get the next leg down at this point, guys. The next leg down. Let's see what happens. I thought he said wait for the first 5 minutes. Yeah, there was a reason I said wait for the first 5 minutes, but I said if you guys want to take it also on the first 5 minutes, be my guest. But this is exactly why I said wait for the first 5 minutes. You can see why I said wait for the first 5 minutes, because this is what happens on the next 5 minutes. But with the volatility, this was a very quick scalp position, in and out. You know, you're making a risk free, you're taking advantage of the New York Stock Exchange volatility, you're in and out. But that's why we did not recommend holding this position, right? Because we were waiting for the second 5 minutes to show us what it wants to do. So this was a quick scale position, but I did mention you guys wait for the second 5 minutes to, if you want to take the actual position. But for the cowboys, for the scalpers, you made it risk-free very quickly for a reason, right? It depends, guys. It really depends on so many factors, right? If you did stay out, there you go. There is a reason I said stay out for the first 5 minutes, because look what's happening. What's happening now? On the second 5 minutes, it's dropping. And so now just wait for the confirmation and you have a clean sell position setting up now, right? There we go. Man, I think it's a clean, valid confirmation below this area now for a sell-off. And on the break of this now, you've got clean sell position setting up, and your SLs could technically go above that 50% area. Let me measure the 50% area now. Yeah. If you could, you know, if you could place your SLs like up here somewhere, maybe above this resistance area, you've got very nice sell positions setting up. So if we can get the next 15 minutes technically spiking up to this area and breaking the lows, it will be such a nice sell-off, in my opinion. A very nice sell-off. But again, guys, you have to stick to the rules, right? As I said, first 5 minutes, no positions should be taken on the New York Stock Exchange open. Unless you're a cowboy, then you take it. It's very simple, right? It's very simple. But if you take it on the first 5 minutes, then you make it risk-free as soon as you get the opportunity to make it risk-free. This is where, again, emotions come into play, right? And now when the second position sets up, this is a clean confirmation trade, because now you are sort of trading with the intraday trend rather than scalping the markets. There's a difference in this, right? There's a difference with everything. So let's see. Okay, seeing a close below this, break below this as well now. This is where it should start spiking down very nicely now for the rest of the session, because it does not have any business coming back up. I just need that next candle now to open and drop as well in the next 3 minutes, because there is that possibility of the next candle pumping all the way back up. So I do recommend kind of like waiting for the next candle to give you a breakout. And if it does give you a breakout below this area here, it's a clean sell position now. Yeah, it's a very nice sell position here. You just need the upper wick on the next candle. Once you have upper wick break, let's give it a go. This will be your sell position below this area here now. On the next candle, not on this candle, because you don't know what kind of upper wick you have on the next candle. For all we know, it can open and spike all the way back up, right? So just be extra bit cautious, extra cautious. And look how big the SL will be right now. It will be super massive. So next 15-minute candle, technically you have this position setting up to the downside. You just need the upper wick, you just need the SL on the next candle, and then you should have this setting up to the downside. Yeah, the first impulsive scale position, if you stayed out, good job. If it was a cowboy, oh, good job to you as well, because you did secure some pips. Now the next one should be the intraday position, which technically plays out, right? this will be the trigger break of this with the next 15 minute again in the next 2 minutes, because you do need that upper wick. It could give you a minimum pullback as well, for sure it could. And if it does give us a minimum, oh, there we go, triggered. Your trigger has been hit now for the entry, but again, wait for the next 15 minutes. But if you want to give this a go, again, be my guest. Cowboys can give this a go. Just start securing your profits down here. Make sure if you have given this a go, start securing your profits down here. If you're waiting for an upper wick, then wait for the next minute. There we go, there we go, there we go. If you have given this a go and you are a cowboy, just make this risk-free now. Make this risk-free now if you did give this a go. But if you're still waiting for an upper wick, then wait for an upper wick. But for the cowboys, make this risk-free now. Do not let this go against you. Very clean 24 pips in a minute candle, right? So this is for all the cowboys. If you did give this a go, make it risk-free. Don't let this go against you anymore. And for everyone else waiting for the upper wick, areas, I can show the upper wick areas to you guys. It can give you a very minimum pullback of around 61, around 70. So these will be your upper wick areas. I'm a cowboy. Well done to you, bro. Well done to you. Cowboys are eating today. Make sure you guys are securing some profits here. If you are a cowboy, secure your profits. We'll always give you 2 trades. We'll give you the impulsive trade, and we'll give you the trade with more of higher confirmations, right? But we will always give you 2 trades, right? This is a cowboy trade here. So if you took it, make it risk-free now, and you do want to start securing some profits here. But make sure you have made it risk-free. 31 pips in profits. Secure some profits here, and let the rest just run. This is the cowboy trade. If you took it, enjoy some profits. www. Drop a like on the stream as well, guys. Drop a like on the stream as well. Drop a like on the stream. But yeah, for everyone who has our trading plan and trades with our team, you should still be waiting for the confirmations. Just like with the first 5 minutes, you should not have taken anything and you should wait. And just if you do trade with our team, you should also be waiting now, right? Whereas with the cowboys, again, people watching on the YouTube live chat, if you guys are cowboys, we don't know how you trade. We don't know your trading plans. This was a winning trade for you guys. That was a winning trade for you guys earlier as well, right? There we go. But we usually don't recommend taking a trade within the first 5 minutes of any open. Any NY open, we don't trade it for the first 5 minutes. We don't trade the 4H for the first 5 minutes. We don't trade the NYSE for the first 5 minutes. And also, with these breakouts, we don't usually like any impulsive entries unless it gives you an upper wick. So for all the cowboys now, you have made your profits and you have caught this trade. And for anyone else looking for those next bit of positions, you can give this a go on the 15 minutes, to be fair, once it does flip bearish. But just be extra bit cautious here, because again, look at the range, right? You are starting to tap this support area, and you know this is that area of rejection. So just be careful near this area here. But yeah, make sure guys drop a like on the stream as well. Another 2 trades given out to you guys. And again, we're giving you different scenarios, different entries. If you're someone who's impulsive, we are giving you impulsive entries. If you're someone who's patient, you like to wait, you want more confirmations, then we're also giving you more confirmations. But at this point, this position should start playing out very nicely again for everyone, right? Because the upper wick is done. And if it breaks the lows, you technically could see that leg down. But that's, again, a very impulsive position. You know, is a very impulsive position. If you want the safest position possible, then you want to wait for this candle here to give you a closure, next one to give you an upper wick and a drop. But if you again are a cowboy, this position could play out as well. But I do recommend waiting for that 30-minute closure. But now at this point, they have given you the pullback, and as I mentioned, this will be one of the pullback areas, right? So if they have given you the pullback, now they technically just need to break below the structure lows. And if they do break below the structure lows, which is all the way down here, it becomes again valid position, just a very impulsive position, and you will use an impulsive stop loss on it, but you will need an impulsive TP on it as well. So impulsive TP means you want to be very quickly in and out. Like you want to make it risk free as soon as this area here gets tapped. You want to make it risk free essentially, and you want to let the rest run. Impulsive positions will require impulsive stop losses as well as impulsive TPs. If you can keep that in your mind, you will be very successful in this game. If you wait for a higher time frame confirmation, then you will have a higher time frame stop loss. You will have a very, you just have patience on your side, right? So below this, it should be a valid confirmation to again enter, but you want to make it risk free in the first 10 minutes because it's a very impulsive stop loss. It's a very, very impulsive stop loss, and you can let the rest just run at that point down to the lows. Your 49 area, yeah, right there. But again, you want to use the structure highs up here as a stop loss. So let's see. Oh wait, there we go. So at this point now, again, wait for this candle to form an upper wick, stop coming down, and let's give this a go. Wait for the upper wick, wait for the upper wick, wait for the upper wick, let it come down. Let's give this a go, and you need to make it risk free as soon as it spikes down. Where is the SL? You can use this area here as an SL. So let me tell you, it will be your 57 level. Use the 57 level, which is potentially the highs up here as a SL. You can use that as a SL. You can take an impulsive entry here, but make sure you make it risk free as soon as you can. Wait for an upper wick on this. The minute this starts to now give you a breakout, make sure you start to make it risk free as soon as it gives you this spike down here. Look at this area here to the left as well. Tricky area. So again, if you do want to give this a go for it. It's an impulsive position, but make it risk free as soon as you see this spike down, right? Make it risk free. Until then, wait for the next 30-minute to open, but the momentum's on your side now. So if you do want to capitalize on the momentum, you will have your impulsive play here in the markets, right? But your job is to make it risk-free as soon as you can if you are looking for a scalp entry. This is a scalp position. It has no business breaking the highs of the previous 5 minute. It should respect the highs over here, and it should drop if they want to give you a drop now, right? Otherwise, they can cause that fake out. But again, we can see we have all the confirmations. So, it should be a clean drop, at least down to these lows over here, which is more than 1-to-1 R2R on this trade again, right? But wait for it though to give you that break. But if it does start to break above the highs here, then you're waiting for a pullback since it becomes invalid. So let's see what happens here. BRB, no worries. So let me tell you guys another thing about gold, right? When there is momentum in the markets, it would never break the highs of the previous 5-minute candle. So again, if it does now give you a break below, you can look for this impulsive play using the highs of the previous 5-minute candle as a stop loss. But as I said, because it's an impulsive play, look to the left, massive rejections playing out from here, protect yourself and make it risk free. As soon as it hits this area, make it risk free, let the rest just run down to your daily target, which is all the way down here, right? We discussed earlier. So you're kind of just scaling in onto this position now. So yeah. You're in and out sort of thing, right? And this position can give you more than 1-to-1 R2R now, guys. More than 1-to-1 R2R. So yeah, let's see. Protect your capital at all cost. Upper wick is done, still respecting the lows. As soon as it starts to break below, should be valid. And then you start trading the SL above the highs here. And then you make it risk free as soon as your 10-15 pip area gets hit. There we go, 10 pip area here. Wait for it. This is where we need to see a crazy spike down now. Crazy spike down. Give it to us, gold. Give it to us. Wait on it. As soon as you start to see a break below, as I said, trail the stop loss, start looking for this here, but wait for it. It's still kind of like struggling to break below the lows. Go on the 1 minute time frame. You can set alert here if you like. You can see when it breaks the lows, but I wanna keep it on the 5 minute at the moment. Do want to keep this on the 5 minute time frame, but you can scale down to the 1 minute to look for that breakout. Use your own broker prices. Do not use my broker prices. Let me mention this: use your own broker prices. If you do look for this, do not use my broker prices, because you will get stopped out very easily. So use your own broker prices, don't use mine. It's a scalp entry, be very careful, use your own broker prices. Make it risk free as soon as you're up 10 pips on your broker, not my broker. Use your own broker prices. Let me mention it. Your wicks are going to be different compared to my wicks. This is a trading view chart. Don't use this to enter or exit. Use this for the concepts, the ideas, and use your own brokers, and then you enter. Otherwise, guys, you will get taken out every single time you take a trade with me if you don't use your own broker prices. We don't use these broker prices to enter either. We use IC markets, and we have another broker we use. We just use this to analyze the markets. So again, how you trade is that you look for the concepts, same concepts as us. You just go on your charts and you basically mark out the levels. And as soon as it breaks your levels, you enter, exit. So you're still taking the same trade, but you're using your own broker prices. A lot of the times, like, this gets triggered on this broker, but I never get triggered on my actual broker. But there we go. If we can see a break below this, can we see a break below this? As long as this is being respected, it's a valid confirmation. I'm interested in it, but if it does start to break above, then I'm not looking for this anymore. Since then, you need to wait for a pullback and a drop. So let's see what they do. Either they trigger us here and then give us this next clean drop. Otherwise, you're looking for that 30-minute pullback to the top side before you can enter the markets. And it will be the same concept from up here potentially, right? So either up here, or it will be this down here. Let's see. As long as the highs over here are being respected, you're technically respecting the structure, the whole structure, right? This is just a pullback. But as I said, if there is momentum in the markets to the downside, it would not break the highs over here. But if the momentum is getting exhausted, then they would give you a massive pullback or even a fake out. Anything can happen. But there we go, there we go, there we go. Again, use your own broker prices. Do not use the trading view prices. Use your own broker prices to take the position if you do take it. So mark out the areas and take it on your own broker. First idea, second idea up there. Let's see what happens. And for all the cowboys, make sure you guys have taken all your profits down there, or even take some profits now if you can. And if you guys can, start scaling back in. Don't be scared to scale back in. Scale. Because essentially you've got another 4 minutes left with the new 1500, and the next candle can just dump. It can literally just open and dump as well. Everything's bearish on gold. We just need that next candle to open, give us this break below and a clean dump. So 4 more minutes left. 4 more minutes left. As long as it's respecting this key area and giving us a break below, it's a valid confirmation in my opinion. But if it does start to break below this, then we will be looking for the next idea, which will be from up here. Something like this. For a buy position, it will be anything above this area. But at the moment, again, let me show you the structure. It's just a clean sell-off so far. It's just a correction. Look at that, right? It's just a correction. So if it does break past this area, 5 pips or so, then this trade becomes invalid and you should not be looking for this. GG's, my SLs got hit. Did you guys get triggered on this? Really? 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 Are you sure you got triggered on this, bro? On the trading view, it doesn't seem to have given you a breakout. Are you sure you got triggered on this, bro? Yeah, broke the wick. It broke the wick by 5 pips. Damn, bro. What trade? What broker are you with? I'll send you a link to my broker, man. That's a crazy broker if you got triggered on it. And also make sure you guys are placing your SLs 5 pips or more above the key areas. Real FX. I'm a cowboy, WWW, position closed, W. Same. Nice, man. Nice. Dead shot. With spreads, it got triggered and SO. Damn, you got triggered but with spreads. Ooh. Bro, be careful with the spreads. You need to calculate how big your spreads are because, man, the trade is still valid. It should not be a stop out right now. And it's still a valid trade and it should still be something that you're looking for. Because the trigger, realistically talking, should be here, bro. This should be the trigger for you, realistically talking. So you need to work out your spreads, man, if you're getting triggered in something like this. Because this is still a valid trade, bro. It's a very valid trade still. And the trigger should be down here instead of wherever you got triggered. How does your broker work? How many pips gap is it from the wick to your SL? What do you mean? SL goes based off the highs here, bro. And trigger goes based off the 5 pip break below. See? 5 pip break below. This is what you do. You measure this area, you put a SL here. There you go. See, like this. This is how you take a position, basically, right? And then now you technically use this level here as your SL, in a way, the current candle. And you would start to now look for that drop on gold, right? With the new 1500 open, we get a lot of volatility, and you would technically start to make it risk-free because you do want to be very safe here, and you would just let it run. That was the position idea, right? And if it takes you out, it takes you out. But with the momentum, there we go. That's the trigger right there, bro. 5 pip breakout. Look at this. 5 pip breakout was the trigger right there. This is where you got triggered. And this is where you made it risk-free. See this? This is the trigger, 53.40.40. This is where you got triggered. Not up there. You got triggered down here because of the 5 pip breakout. And this is the drop now. And with the 1500 now, you're going to capture on all of this. So guys, if you do want to take trades with us, at least try and understand our strategy, how we trade. I can't give you guys every single thing every single day, especially if you're new to the live streams. Try and understand our strategy first, what we consider a breakout. I've mentioned this multiple times on the stream, look for a 5 pip breakout. And so that's your job now, to understand our strategy. And there we go, another winning trade here given to you guys. And it played out exactly how we anticipated it to play out. Look at it, it's just gonna sink now. Let it sink. Secure some profits if you can, and let the rest just run. Very nice play once again. You know what, let's do a little session of how you get triggered. Okay, let's say I'm saying take a sell position, and we're looking for a sell position on this candle. Let me give you guys an example, annotate on the screen, which I have mentioned many times, but I understand sometimes, you know, some people are new to the streams, so maybe I should go over this again. So again, guys, if I'm looking for a breakout below this, this is what I would do on my broker, right? Let me tell you, it's very simple. I would look for that wick on the previous candle would have triggered SO, bro, low. It's more than 5 pips above that candle. You put it above, spread would have 882. Oh, I remember who. Anyway, no, bro, no. I don't know what you're talking about. The trigger didn't get hit for the position, so how can your SO get hit? If you haven't been triggered into the position, how can your stop loss get hit? You haven't been triggered into the position. The trigger just played out now. 5 pips below was the trigger to enter the market. This is how we enter the markets. 5 pips below, 5 pips above. So you never got triggered in the first place anyway. We got triggered by spreads, sadly. Bro, that's something you got to calculate on your broker, right? That's not something I can help you with. If I'm saying look for a breakout below this, your trade entry is not valid. Like, let's say we go based off this, right? Imagine I'm saying, look guys, we're looking for a breakout below this. Until price goes past 5 pip area, your entry is not valid. It's just a retest. It's not a breakout. I've mentioned this numerous times on the YouTube live stream. So this trade here that I gave out was a breakout of this candle here, right? Look, did it trigger us on the first time? No, it didn't. It was a retest. This was not a breakout. Did it trigger us? Yes, it did. And guess what? Once it triggered us, it gave you 18 pips again. Do you see where I'm coming from? Probably emotion, FOMO, and he took trade manually. There we go. If you have FOMOs, you need to work on your psychology. There's nothing I can do about it, guys. So it's not the system. The system works. We gave out 2 winning trades here, again on the stream. 3 winning trades actually. 3 winning trades we gave out here on the stream today. And if you got triggered here, because you couldn't wait for the 5 pip breakout, which I've mentioned numerous times, you can go and watch every single trade. Even today earlier, I said wait for a 5 pip breakout. Did I not? I did. So you need to have your emotions in control. If you're trading with us, try and understand our strategy, what we consider a breakout, and then take it with us, right? If you don't understand our strategy and you're looking to make money alongside us, you will lose money. Trading is not easy, right? It's not easy, especially if you're scalping the market. It's very quick. It's very quick. You're in and out. So again, we said look for a breakout below this. What is a breakout? It's a 5 pip break below the area, right? You have a 5 pip break below, you take it, and now you're chilling. You're in deep profits, and this can run for the rest of the session. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I am more than willing to answer your questions, but ask questions. Don't assume stuff. Assumptions will get you in trouble when you're trading the markets. So ask questions and I will try and answer them. And wow, gold's gonna sink now. For everyone that's holding it, you guys are laughing, man. You guys are laughing. You guys are laughing. Ho ho. Not only the cowboys are laughing, everyone's laughing. Waiting for that pullback, everyone's laughing here, honestly. Everyone is laughing here. You see, the 15-minute always gives you that minimum pullback, right? Retested our key area and then bingo. Direction was clear, wait to close, top wick first, and position on the break. Thank you, Lucas. There we go. Thank you so much. There's only so much I can give you guys. We need to take our trades as well. Oh man, we need to take our trades as well, guys. Our trades as well, you know. We can't kind of like hold your hand with everything. We will try to do the most that we can. We need to take our trades as well. So sometimes I will also be very much distracted because we need to look for our trades as well, right? Because that's the whole point of it. We're not here you know, we don't make money with our courses. We don't have a course, first of all. We don't make money with mentorship or anything like that. We do, but we don't have like hundreds and hundreds of students, right? So our money comes from the actual trading side of it. So to a certain extent, I would be distracted sometimes as well. So make sure you do your due diligence and try and understand our strategy just a little bit more. You know, what we consider a breakout is a 5 pip breakout on your own broker prices, right? So guys, make sure everyone drop a like as well. Let's try running the likes up, more than 20 likes. We hit 21 likes today. Can we hit 22 likes? We literally gave out 3 clean positions today. Three clean positions given out here today, once again. So let's drop a like. Very nice session once again. We showed patience. Very, very nice session. We got 16 likes, guys. Come on. Let's run the likes up. You guys can go back to the stream again today. You can study this as well. This is for free. You know, we're doing this here on a daily basis. Consistently, we don't have to do this. We're doing it for you guys. It's free education. You know, there's a lot of pressure to perform in front of everyone, right? So we're doing it here for you guys. You know, we're not gaining anything out of it. So make sure you guys do show some love. Drop a like on the stream. Let's see if we can get 22 likes today. That's our like goal. And yeah, everyone's laughing once again today. Trading the markets the way they should be traded. 18 likes, guys. We need to hit 4 more likes and then our like goal should be hit, guys. So 4 more people need to drop their like. Really appreciate everyone here for tuning in. Thank you, guys. Such a big week ahead of us, guys. Tomorrow we will be hosting 2 live streams, by the way. It will be the first live stream, which is the normal live stream, and then we will be hosting the FOMC live stream. So tomorrow will be a fun day, guys. Big day ahead of us tomorrow. Big day. Look at this. big day. Got core PPI coming up. We will be live streaming this, and then once FOMC move starts, we will also be going live on stream. So make sure guys, drop a like, and yeah, another amazing session. But yeah, as I said guys, I will be giving you guys two positions. One will be for the cowboys, the impulsive people, and then the second position will be for, like, you know, people who want to wait a little bit more, have a bit more patience. And yeah, with the cowboys, you guys have to be very much impulsive, in and out. You know, you need to make it risk free as soon as you can, secure your partials. And with the people who are patient, you patiently waited for your confirmations, or you guys can, you know, obviously leave your positions, let them run down to your TPs and whatever, right? I can't really give you guys any advice, you know, like I can only give you some tips. I don't know what your account size is, I don't know what trading plan you have, but yeah, there we go. We did tell you that below this it's a clean sell-off, and look at this, gold is dropping, and again, there was no way if you did copy us today and you understand our strategy, you took a loss. It's impossible. Nothing went against us today. Nothing went against us. Everything went in our favor. The first buy position went in our favor. The second sell position went in our favor. The third sell position went in our favor. 3 profitable positions went in our favor. Nothing went against us. Nothing. Everything went in our favor. That's 3 positions given to you guys on the YouTube live stream, guys. And look at this bad boy just sink now. Drop a like on the stream. We've got 2 massive streams coming up tomorrow. So let's hit the like goal, guys. And then tomorrow we will go again and make a lot of money. We got 3 more likes that we need, guys, to beat the like goal. We've got 19 likes here. Let's run this up to at least 23 likes. How many likes did we get yesterday? We got about 21 likes. So we just need 3 more likes. So 3 more likes. Let's do this. And there we go. Your intraday range has given you the sell-off which we anticipated. New York Stock Exchange gave you a pump, initial pump, first 5 minutes. I said stay out for the first 5 minutes unless you're a cowboy. If you're a cowboy, you've made it risk-free, you secured some profits. And then if you stayed out, we said take a sell position, and look at this. Hey bro, good to be here. I'm new, seeing your trades on IG, really impressive. Amazing, my brother, amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in. But yeah, another amazing session here today, guys. Very nice session once again. Very nice session once again. And that's your day done over here now on gold. Pretty much everything's done. Guys, thank you again for tuning in. I will be calling it a session. This is exactly what we needed. Made more than enough for the day now. Let's just call it a session here. Let the rest drop, secure your profits. Again, the game is about financial freedom. So if you've made your money, let's call it a session here. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. My trading style is strikingly similar to yours. Nice. Make sure you guys join our Discord. The link is in the description or the YouTube live chat. Drop a like on the stream as well, guys. 2 big streams coming up tomorrow. Make sure you guys are prepared for it. Follow us on Insta, DA Forex. And guys, thank you for tuning in once again. Drop a like and we'll be back tomorrow, guys. Take care. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye. Really mostly the same entry. Sure, I will join it. Appreciate that, Golden. Appreciate that, bro. Take care. See you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye. See you, Samitha. See you, bro. Take care, everyone. Take care. Have a blessed day.